Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to our next lesson of math for Chapter 8. Before we begin, please make sure you have the following materials nearby: your math workbook, a pencil, and your connecting cubes. We'll be using those today. All right, and today's lesson is called non-standard units of length. Okay, so we'll talk more about that as we go. And our essential question for Chapter 8 is, how do I determine length and time? Okay, so let's talk about using cubes, okay? So today, you're going to use, and they call it non-standard because a standard unit of measure is something that is consistent, meaning if I have a ruler and you have a ruler, we would get the same measurement using a ruler that is, say, the 12 inches, okay? That would be the same. But non-standard is using something different to measure, okay? So today we're going to be using connecting cubes. What they would like you to do, okay, with this is they want to measure each animal using connecting cubes and write the approximate length, okay, in the table. So the way to do that would be to take a cube and go right to the end of this animal. Well, I'll have to do it to this caterpillar here. All right, and when I do it, I have to make sure they're connected, okay, and they line up. All right, so you could almost put some together and then count them, or you could do it one at a time, all right? So when I would put it, it's the approximate length. So for this, I would say it's approximately 3 cubes, okay? And looking here, all right, I don't know if I can still keep this here. No, it pops up. Okay, so, and then I would say for this snake, since I can't hold it down below, I would say it's approximately 4 connecting cubes, okay? So, because to go another one would be too much, all right? So almost, it's not even almost 5, it's way more than 5 is much longer. So I would say it's approximately 4. Okay, and that's how you measure. You make sure you start at the very end, and then you go and you would write the number. So for this, I would put 3. For this one, I would put 4. And let's see, how many would I put for this one? I would put approximately 2, okay? So this, again, it's nothing is exact, all right? So let's look further ahead here, okay? Now, I would say take out your math book now and turn to page 575, okay? Now, what you are going to do, okay, is use your connecting cubes. And they want you to use that to measure the objects on the paper, okay? Now, this paper is smaller than what you would use yours, okay, than yours. But what I would like you to do when you measure, make sure you go to the end of the item and then keep going, all right? And cover the most you can. Now, for something like this, you're just going to go right to the end. And again, this is not perfect, okay? So you're going to do the best you can. If you want to put a couple together and then add or take away from it to measure, you can do that. You could just go like this and connect them, as many as you want, and then measure against it. Okay, so pause now, use your connecting cubes to measure the item, and notice in front of it, it says about. So if it goes a little less or a little longer, you get as close as you can. All right, so pause now and we'll go over your answers. Okay, here you go. Now, for the marker, it is about 3 connecting cubes, okay, about. And then for the cap, it is about 1. The eraser, about 2, okay. And for the pencil, about 4. as well as for the paintbrush. And for the, the container of paint, it is about 3. All right, so that means that it doesn't fit exactly from end to end. So that's when you say about or approximately. Okay. All right, let's look now. You can measure to find the length of an object. Each cube or paper clip is 1 unit. So when you measure, you're going to say how many units there are. In this case, notice you have to label it, okay, so that people know what unit you use to measure. So helpful hint, you can measure objects using cubes, paper clips, or pennies.
Attention, school.
Okay, so you can practice, take 3 cubes, and notice how it fits between these lines. And the same thing for the lamb, okay? All right. Now, line up the end of the pencil exactly with the end of the cube, all right? And you're going to take you can guess, you can start with so many of these, you can add or subtract how many you want. So measure between the lines about how many cubes does this pencil measure. Pause and figure it out and come back for your answer. About 7 cubes. All right, if you're not sure about that answer, take 7 cubes and then lay it down there and see how it fits. Sometimes if they slide too, always make sure you're staying within that line. Okay, now for this pencil, pause and measure. About 4. And number 3, pause and measure. About 8. Okay. How can you tell which pencil on that page is the longest? Tell your helper how you can tell. Well, yes, you can look at it, and you also can see which one had more cubes that covered it between the lines, right? Okay, now you're going to, on your own, measure with your cubes about how many cubes each item measures. So pause, and then you can come back for the answers. Here you go. Okay. Ready? Okay. Now, number 7, you will measure. Number 8, you get to put together 4 cubes and find an object that is about 4 cubes long and just write the name on the line. Okay, so we can always talk about that math group and we can discuss what you found.
Attention.
Okay, now for the next one, about how many cubes long is the pencil? Circle the correct answer. About 5 cubes. And for number 10, take 7 cubes and find something that is about 7 cubes long, and after you measure it, draw that object in the spot. And that's something else we'll share in our math group. Okay, now a book is 10 cubes long. A pencil box is 3 cubes shorter than the book. How long is the pencil box? Explain. Well, let's see. A book is 10 cubes long. A pencil box is 3 cubes shorter than the book. Okay, so let's figure this out. Okay, so the book is 10 cubes and the pencil box is 3 cubes shorter. So that means 10 minus 3 equals 7. So I'm going to say,
Attention, bus dismissal. Bus numbers.
I'm going to say that the pencil box is 7 cubes long. Okay? So if you'd like to use your cubes and measure different things around your house, that would be great. And then we can share what we measured in our math group. All right, guys? Good job today. See you soon.